Hello and welcome back to the True Crime Comedy Podcast, Murders Podcast. I am your host, Sidney Smith, with my guest co-host and pain in the ass, Dion Curry. What up, D?
Oh, I wonder why your butt hurts, huh?
Hey, for folks out there who have never heard this man's voice, this is my brother over here, fellow comedian, my co-host on my other podcast, Not As Debatable, which you can catch as well. You can catch the Facebook live show each and every Monday. Dion Curry here with me in town because we're going to be performing at Stand Up Live, the Sidney Smith Show, this Sunday. So if you are in the Valley, get them tickets, get your ass up. The Sidney Smith Creator, come on down. Doors are 6, show us out.
It's going to be a great show. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I'm on it, so of course. And you,
I didn't say all that. I just said it's going to be a great show.
All right, okay.
I can't speak to your performance level.
Okay, look. This is not as debatable. I am the star of this podcast, so I just need you here to make some comments here and there.
He's hurting me.
I've been waiting to get you in a situation where I can dominate the airwaves. All right. Thanks for doing the podcast with me.
No, thanks for having me.
I mean, you are staying at my house, so I figured what's the best? Just come across the hall.
It wasn't like I could say no. He's got a gun to my head.
We made him pull all of his stuff in a locker. He's got to put a quarter in to get stuff out every day. Remember them joints like back at the skate rink?
What is this, Aldi's? If you want to use that card, I'm going to need that quarter.
I remember
you need that quarter back after I get that card back.
When Aldi's first pop, people were like, you got to go to Aldi's, you got to go to Aldi's. I was all right, go check it out. I'm like, what the fuck? This is like, all this food are like shit people brought back.
Aldi's is the island of misfit food. It's off-brand, name brand. That's what it is.
And we all know how I feel about off-brand shit. I'm like, what is this? And then you're right. I got to pay for the card?
You walk down Aldi, it just says chips. It's like a one of those movies where they just put stuff on the shelf. It's just the name of what it is. It's all generic. Aldi is
Aldi is a place where movie sets go buy food to put on to put on the sets. that's what's Aldi. But yeah, you got to pay for bags. And I was like, man, if this catches on, I'm gonna be really upset if I got to pay for cards at any other grocery store. You know your grocery store sucks when the cashier sits on a stool the whole time. They don't even get up. They don't get up to scan nothing. They just sit on a stool and get paid $16 an hour. Cushy job. They don't have to bag up nothing. Aldi is the fucking brainchild of someone who said, you know what? If we put groceries in a Dollar Tree, we can make this work. We can make this work. Hey guys, you are listening to Murders Podcast. If you are new to the podcast, then welcome. This is a show where we just talk about female killers each and every week. We've been at it for a while now, and we've got a pretty good core base. So thank you for joining us. If you have someone who is constantly listening, but not sharing, come on, let's be better than that. Don't be a Dion. Wow. Wow. I got to get my shots in now because you could be talking a lot of shit in a minute. You know what's funny is, I'm not even going to go there. This is a different podcast. We're not even going to talk about it. Just leave that alone. I'll let you have that one. No, because you're going to be talking mad shit in a minute. Right, I am. In a minute, you're going to be talking mad shit. So I'm getting all my shots in right now, before I have to be business-like. Might find yourself on an episode of this podcast. I know a couple of murderous bitches. All right, I'm not gonna say because I don't want to have to testify to that later. So I'll let you put yourself out there. No, this is gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a good show. Thank you guys again for listening. If you love the show, you dig it, give us a nice review. Give us 5 stars. That would be most appreciative. And share with a friend. Just send the link over. Super, super duper easy. We got some good stuff happening. We're getting ready to join a podcast network, so we'll be sharing some of that and some other details. We've been working hard. For people who are listening right now, who also listen to Dion and I together with Warren B. Hall each week, Not As Debatable also will be joining the podcast network. And we have some other things brewing. So this is fun. Everything I said to my brother here is in jest. I love this dude much. We don't let everybody in the house and let them stay here for free. So much love for this black dude. I appreciate you, brother. I'm glad to be here. You know I love hanging out with you.
we've been boys since the day we met.
Yeah, man.
5-6 years ago,
Tight.
whatever it was.
Tight.
I was at your wedding, so yeah, man.
Yeah.
Family for sure.
Yeah, and you never ever remind me how I didn't bring you up in my speech, so I appreciate that. In case Warren be home.
I don't even remember your speech, to be honest with you.
Well,
I was probably looking at some guest boobage.
You were definitely looking at some guest boobage, but Warren always brings up the fact that I did not bring him up in my speech. She loves bringing that up. All right. So, quick announcements. I will be hitting the road for next weekend. I will be in St. Louis. So, if you are in the area, come on out to Helium Nightclub, taking the stage with Tim Meadow. So, I will be out there April 20th to the 30th. Also, again, if you're in the Valley, my show, Sidney Smith Show, is at Stand Up Live. You can get tickets to both those shows by going to my website, Sidney Smith Creative. That's going to be CRE8TIV.com. And then Dion's going to be at Jokers in Indy, and that will be Indianapolis. For people out there who don't know the shortage of Indy, he will be in Indy at Jokers April 30th. So go ahead and check out my brother. Super hilarious. Speaking of you being super hilarious, man, Greg Fitzsimmons said some nice shit about you.
Man, I got the pleasure to work with Greg Fitzsimmons on my birthday last year. It was the first time I ever worked with him. I had met him years prior. He didn't remember me because I was just the staff at that time. But I got to feature for him on my birthday last year, and we hit it off. Greg is a super great guy, and then he's allowed me to go with him several other places. And I got nothing but love for Greg Fitzsimmons. He's been great to me. He's a super funny guy too. I love to hang out with him, just shoot the shit. He says some off the cuff funny stuff. I just like, because I bring him up, give it up for Greg Fitzsimmons, and we do the walk by.
Yeah.
And he always has something really funny to say, which I can't repeat on this podcast. But
we will not. We will not. Well, I thought it was super dope because Greg has a very popular podcast of his own, Fitzdog Radio podcast. Check that out too. Super talented, super dope dude. But even doper to me now because he gave you a shout out on the podcast yesterday. Or this week, rather, I should say. Yeah,
it's his second time shouting me out. And again, big ups to Greg Fitzsimmons. He didn't have to do that. I didn't ask him to do that. He's just, he's a good guy. He's a comic-friendly comic, too. So I appreciate it. Make sure you check that out. Fitzdog Radio is the name of his podcast. In the first 4 minutes, you can hear him talk about me and how awesome I am. Because you're not going to hear that here from Sidney. I can guarantee you that.
God, no. There's only he's got enough of an ego. I barely squeezed him into my office, so.
To be fair, it's a pretty small office.
Ooh. And this is why you get no compliments, you rat bastard. It is not a pretty small office. You sound like my wife on the honeymoon day. To be fair, it's pretty small. Look here. But no, I thought it was super dope. I was gushing over this guy when Dion and I were at the gym working out. Well, I was working out. And Dion was there. But don't look at me like that, motherfucker.
I didn't work out. You didn't see me do that.
But Dion was on. He said, "You gotta." And I go over and I listen.
I had 225 on the leg press.
Yeah, and Greg was giving you the shout out, man. And I was dope for about 30 minutes, man, about it. I was stoked for you, rather, for about 30 minutes. I was like, man, that is really, really cool. And I know he said some things, but if you're not a comic, and even if you are a comic, I don't know, maybe you're a budding comic, I don't know. It takes a lot to get anyone of any prominence to really give you any type of love. And most of them will just not give it to you at all. So the fact that he did it, I was really stoked for you, man. I thought it was super dope. You can work for a comic for years and they never say one nice thing to you or about you to anyone for various reasons. But the fact that he did was super, super, super nice.
Yeah, man. He's a great dude. That's all I can say. He's super kind to me. I love working with him. He's fun to work with.
All right, let's get to this whole thing where you said I cock blocked you at the gym.
He totally cock blocked me.
No, well, okay. Let me just break. Let me give the visual. Let me give the mental visual to the audience here. We went to my gym. We go in. I scan. I say hello. I buy some waters because I'm nice. I bought a water for me, water for you because we family.
But I didn't even work out. So what you waste your money on?
Well, if I had known that you were not going to, I would have bought one water.
You get yours from the faucet.
I would have just poured it in your mouth a little bit. Now put your lips on my bottle. Everybody out there who's African American remembers that shit. All right. So we go in. Cute girls there. Young.
You make her sound like she was 12. She was
not
a
12.
full-grown adult.
She was
woman.
not 12. but I didn't pick up any, vibes
Because she wasn't vibing with you.
No, I didn't pick up any vibes between the two of you.
You wasn't looking for them vibes either.
Why would I have thought that she would want to vibe with you?
Did you see the way I walked in there? As handsome as I am? Are you kidding me?
Look, man, all I know, we were out. You know what I think? Cause
I hit her with these pearly yellows. She was all over me.
I think because my mind was so locked in on hitting them weights.
Is that what it was?
I missed it. But,
man did 4 sets of 5.
You so full of shit. So full of shit. You right, bastard.
He walked up and down the steps twice, and we got the hell out of there.
I almost thought we were going to be able to go in there. Right? The wife was calling. All right, so what did I miss when you say I cock blocked you?
Nah, man. When she went to go get the waters, when she turned around, she gave me this big ass smile, and I winked at her, and she smiled back. So that's what I was saying.
Okay.
And then you said what you said, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be like that. Well, let me walk it out. So.
Well, wait a minute now. How was I supposed to know you winked at her? You didn't give me any tap on the leg and nothing like yo, nothing.
You supposed to big up your boys in front of girls anyway. You're not supposed to,
Wait a minute. I didn't say anything that bad about you.
No. But she knows you because you go there all the time.
Well, no, I think only once I've ever met her one time. Remember, I introduced myself yesterday.
That don't mean nothing.
Well, we'll go back again and you can take another shot at it.
Watch it be some old lady.
Well, take your shot. You got to shoot your shot.
Why y'all bring this sun-dried tomato? Where the other girl at?
Wait a minute. Player gonna play, right? Well, if she is there, maybe you can put a mask on her. That way she can be part of the mask.
You know what? I'll ask her to come to the show. How about that?
Oh, that's what you should have been.
I was gonna, but then you did what you did. So I was like, they ain't get him no extra customers.
If you guys can see, we are just like brothers over here with this argument. What's up with the mask mandate, man? You were on the plane. You flew here. How did you feel?
So the day I flew here was the day they rescinded the federal mandate, and white people were rejoicing because they were tired of wearing their masks, and I wore my mask the whole time because I don't trust y'all like that. And I got on the plane.
You mean you don't trust people like that?
I don't trust nobody like that,
right?
But especially people. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
The hate mail that's coming my way.
I'm kidding. Those are just jokes, but no. So the stewardess, do they call them stewardesses? What do they call them now?
I call them lady with the food cart.
Well, whatever you call them, the sky waitresses. The sky waitresses.
The sky clerk.
They wasn't wearing masks when we got on the plane. The pilot wasn't wearing them. The gate agent wasn't wearing them. So it was like, cool. Then I got on the plane. Didn't have to wear it if I didn't want to. But there were 2 dudes sitting behind me who just... the most generic white guy voices, and they literally talked for 3.5 hours about absolutely nothing.
I'm debating if I'm going to wear a mask when I fly out to St. Louis. I think I'm going to wear one while I'm waiting in line at the gate, and then wear it on the plane, and then soon thereafter off, and then I'll be clear. I think. I
don't think I'm going to wear it back, mostly because I'll wear it when I'm waiting at the terminal, but I don't think I'm going to wear it on the plane. Really? Yeah. Just because the planes be hot, it just, I don't, if I don't need it on my face,
I just, I'm a little, look, I'm like everyone else. When we were in the midst of this pandemic a year in, I'm like, I want to just get out the house and fuck these masks. And so I'm not immune to all of that. But there's a certain part of me that says, you know what, I haven't really caught a cold too much since I've been wearing this mask and haven't been having people breathe in my face. So there's still a part of me that says that. But I also said I was going to take one with me to the airport when I came to get you, and I completely forgot about it.
Luckily, you didn't need it.
No, I did not. I did not need it at all.
We got lost in the airport because this man didn't remember where he parked his car. I like how you almost glossed over that, but I remember. We took 4 elevator rides to nowhere.
Why you?
Because old man couldn't remember. I parked on the other side of the airport. All these 4s look alike.
Ford. I do. I got to do like they do in the damn commercial with the people who age and like their parents or whatever. They got the amusement park. Okay, we're in lot 4C. But I like how you just put my business out like that, man.
Yeah, it happens. I get lost at the airport too. Sometimes when I go on trips and I park at the airport and I come back, I'm like, What shelter was I at? And it'd be cold out there because I usually get home late at night or early in the morning before the sun come up. And so it'd be windy and I'd be pressing the button. I can't find my car. I'm like, I need to start writing this down. I reached that age. So I feel your pain.
Okay, well, first of all, we don't say shit like I've reached that age. Like, how old do you think I am? And second of all, don't laugh so hard about it.
I'm just saying.
And
I've been where you were at.
And the next thing is, I did not lose the car. We just took the wrong elevator to the car.
We took the wrong elevator twice. You lost the car.
We took the wrong elevator. That does not constitute
what did
losing the
George
car.
Bush say? Fool me once, shame on me.
Yeah.
Fool me can't get fooled again.
George would make a perfect comic because he would not bail on that joke.
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't.
That punch didn't land. But I told you my time I auditioned in front of NBC execs, and it was the worst thing I've ever done. And I got through, started the first joke, got halfway through it, getting no reaction, which I shouldn't have been getting. It was an audition, but I wasn't used to it. Not getting any reaction. I just completely bailed on the joke halfway through the setup. Went into another joke, landed the punchline, again, nothing. And then I said right into the microphone, I don't know why I told that joke. I hate that joke. That was the first laugh that I got came from that.
They wrote down on paper, I don't know why you came here either.
I just went out and sat in the hall. My round was so terrible. I was terrible. The rest of the round was terrible. I was hoping I would just squeak through to the second round, but no.
I've been there. When I did the Boston Comedy Festival in 2012, we were on the second show. The first show was sold out. The second show had 17 people in the crowd, including the 4 judges.
Wow.
And when I tell you, by the time I got on stage, there were 9 people left in the crowd. And I'm getting up there and I'm talking and I'm like, ugh, I'm doing bad.
You said that to the mic?
Yeah, I go,
See?
I'm doing bad. I didn't feel like it was me, though. I honestly felt like it was just the 9 people. They were at the late show. They were drunk. You got your 5 or 4 judges. And it was just one of those things where it's like, yo, this. I'm just going to tell these jokes. I know I'm not going to get the response. I knew as soon as I got off stage, I was like, well, I ain't make it. Come to find out, one of my buddies, shout out to Landry.
What up, Landry?
Landry ended up winning the whole damn thing. He was the only person that had a good set on that entire show. And I think it was because he made fun of me mostly because he went up right after I did. So
no,
it goes like that sometime on those auditions, man.
It was my first one. It was in Vegas. I remember. I'll never forget it because I learned a lot from it. And yeah, it was bad. It was definitely me. Like I said, the only laugh I got was after I said, I don't know why I told that joke. I hate that joke. Because I don't hate the joke. Otherwise I wouldn't have said it. But yeah, it was not good. Not good. Real quick, you and I were trying to come up with what we wanted to talk about because we like to have a little banter before we get into the meat of this thing. And we both saw at the same time Florida caterer and bride arrested for serving weed-laced food at a wedding.
That's one of those things where you can't just spring on weed on people. You know, you can't just serve weed and not tell people, especially if you got older guests. I think the lady that got arrested was 42.
She was 42. The bride.
I mean, come on, lady. Well, that's how you know that wedding or that marriage ain't gonna last. You getting arrested on her wedding day?
I'll take you one step further. Now you can see why nobody probably married her before 42 because you are an idiot. And the cop showed up and said, well, is there drugs in the food? And she goes, no.
Like they not going to collect samples, ma'am.
Because you were so convincing. Well, go ahead.
It's just a dumb thing to go to jail for, if you ask me. Like, you know, one, you wasting weed because these people obviously didn't like it. You clearly do like it. That's the one thing I never understood about drugs is why people share so much. As expensive as drugs are, I'm not finna, I don't like sharing my chips, let alone Weed.
Well, I'll say this. I know you don't like share your chips because you came right in and took 2 bags of Cheetos right into your room with you.
I mean, you don't like Flamin' Hot Cheetos. You don't have the stomach for it the way I do. Because you eat healthier than I do.
I do eat healthier, but doesn't mean every once in a while I don't like to torture myself with some Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Well, you know what? Next time I get a bag, I got you.
No,
You can have the Cheeto dust off my fingers.
I was about to say you look like a Cheeto dust licking finger.
Sprinkle.
Yeah, give me the worst part of the fucking Cheeto, the
you know
dust.
what's crazy? My youngest brother, he loves like spicy foods, but he drinks Sprite with it too, which is like just the worst combination of liquid fire in your mouth. He used to eat Flamin' Hot Cheetos, buffalo wings, and drink Sprite all at the same time.
How do you eat buffalo wings and eat Flamin' Hot Cheetos?
That's just my little brother, man.
This asshole fell out miles back. Jesus.
If you ever need a light, ask him to fart. That's all.
Oh, man. Speaking of dust, his asshole is dust. Jesus.
Can you light this cigarette, please?
Excuse me to anybody who's eating their lunch while we're talking about assholes. I do apologize. As you guys can see, I'm 60-something episodes, and Dion has brought the worst of me out. You guys have seen that.
You never take responsibility for your actions.
Yes, I do.
You brought me here.
I just make sure we share.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because that's what family does. All right, let's jump into this thing. You guys know how this works. We're going to do it a little bit reverse. So before, when Jamie was doing the podcast with me, and again, we have our guest host this week, Dion Curry, who's in town. Is going to be taking that stage with me and stand up live here in the Valley on Sunday night. But we're going to be getting in all kind of shit before that. I got a lot of work I'm doing, but we're going to find some time to go out and get into a little trouble with some alcohol and tell some lies, and make fun of people. But you guys know normally the way it went before. Jamie would find his stories, research them. I wouldn't even look at them. I would read them, and then I would just give my take as we went through. So we kind of have fun that way. This, we're going to do a little bit opposite. I found it. I shouldn't even say I found this one. This one actually comes from Miranda Henry, one of our faithful listeners. She sent this to me as a recommended story a few weeks back. I finally was able to find some time to really sit down and try to find some things. Took me a little bit to try to put this story together, but it's just a crazy one. But I wrote this one out, and Dion is here. He's going to hear it for the first time. He has not heard it, at least from me. So
I have not heard anything about this at all.
Hopefully we get some fresh takes. Once authorities began to dig into Jen and Sarah Hart's past, however, they pieced together a decade-long tale of abuse and neglect that ended tragically on a remote stretch of highway more than 500 miles from the Hart homestead in Washington State. The full story of the Hart family and the shocking conclusion to 8 lives was, as the saying goes, truly stranger than fiction. Jennifer Jean Hart and Sarah Margaret Hart were both from South Dakota. Jennifer originated from Huron, Sarah from Big Stone City. Both women were the eldest children of their families. Jennifer had 2 siblings and Sarah had 3 siblings. Now, these ladies are roughly the same age. Jennifer was born June 4th of 1979. Obviously died March 26th of 2018. Sarah was born April 8th, 1979. So again, just a few months apart. It would be easy to say that because they were the same age, that, they both would carry the same amount of weight as far as mental and emotional development. But I think we are all old enough to understand that things can happen along someone's path as they're going from age to age to age to age. The 2 women attended and began their relationship at Northern State University. Sarah had initially attended University of Minnesota for 1 semester before transferring to NSU, while Jennifer started at Augustana University before transferring in 1999. Both women majored in elementary education, with Sarah focusing on special education. After Sarah graduated in 2002, Jennifer left the university without graduating. In 2005, Sarah asked a local court to have her last name altered to match her partner's. The couple went to Connecticut to be married in 2009. At the time, same-sex marriage was not yet legal in every U.S. state. When I was researching this with Dion, I was trying to think back, and I didn't, I was trying to put this story together. So But I don't remember a time when same-sex marriage was not legal.
Oh, I do. I definitely do, because I have a lot of gay friends who were like super happy once it happened. But I think Connecticut was one of the first states to legalize it. If I remember that correctly.
Okay.
Connecticut and California, and I think Maine is the top northeast corner in California where they legalized it. But yeah, it seems strange now in 2022, but wasn't that long ago, man.
Well, and that's what I was going to say was I don't remember a time, but I don't have as many friends where it affected their life one way or the other as you do. And I know because I've known you a long time, you have those people in your life. I didn't. And so it just kind of struck me as, man, that's weird that they weren't able to do it yet.
Yeah, you had to get a civil union if you wanted to have the legal protection of marriage.
So on Facebook, Jennifer stated that the women were initially closeted when they lived in South Dakota, and that when they came out, they lost friends. They moved to Alexandria, Minnesota in 2004, where both women worked at a Herberger store. In the new location, they made a choice to be open about their relationship. Jennifer worked miscellaneous jobs until she became a stay-at-home mom in 2006, while Sarah became a manager at Herberger's. After a period of living in Westland, Oregon, the Harts moved to an unincorporated area near Woodland, Washington. Sarah became a manager at a Kohl's in Hazel Dale. The couple were living near Woodland at the time of the murders. In 2004, the couple took in a 15-year-old foster daughter who they complained about openly to coworkers. So let me stop right there, folks. I don't know. Now, I have a ton of friends who have kids, and we all know kids can be a pain in the ass. But I don't really have a lot of friends, if any, that just openly complain about their children, whether they've adopted them or not. Is that something you ever?
No, I've never met anybody who complained about foster kids. One, that's just tacky. I don't like, you went and got them.
I was about to say, no one just dropped this kid off. So the girl, now in her late 20s, remembers how Jen and Sarah told her of their plans to adopt 3 more children and how she could be a big sister to them. But one day, inexplicably, the Harts dropped their foster daughter off at a therapist's office and never returned. The girl never heard from Jen or Sarah again.
Well, I guess that's the abortion that everybody wants nowadays.
Dude.
Don't kill her, just give her back. All lives matter.
The part I love is that, look, we getting 3 more of them. It's like, that like 3 more kids is better than just one of me.
I mean, I guess they looked at them as a check. Because you do get paid if you adopt, kids.
I always think about that when I see people with a bunch of foster kids. Oh, y'all just getting that check.
Somebody got to go to all these.
If you are a foster kid, you should never have to work growing up.
They don't never give you that check that you earn. Their parents never give you that money.
No. I'm not saying the parents should have to give you the money, but I'm already helping you out. I shouldn't have to go get a job at 16. You're already taking in a check for how many years now from the state?
I don't know about that. Because if you're a foster kid in this bad situation like this kid was, you probably want to get out of the house as much as possible.
Well, we're going to find out right now. In 2006, the couple took in 3 siblings from foster care in Texas. Marcus, 7, Hannah, 4, and Abigail, 2. 2 years later, 2008, the Harts took in 3 more siblings from Texas. Devontae, 5, Jeremiah, 4, and Sierra, 3. The Hart tribe was now complete, and they looked like the model of a progressive 21st century family. 2 white lesbian mothers and 6 adopted black children.
What model is this?
21st century. Progressive 21st century family.
No.
Sarah worked while Jen stayed home to raise the kids, but it didn't take long for warning signs to appear.
Wait till your mama get home. Your other mama.
In 2008, while the family was living in Minnesota, a teacher observed bruises on Hannah's left arm and was told she had been hit by Jennifer with a belt. Within months, all 6 children had been pulled out of the public school system for a year. So
they weren't even old enough to be The oldest kid was 7, right?
Going back here, let me go back and see here. Yeah, we're looking at 7 years old being the oldest at the time.
Jesus.
Here's my thing.
So I guess there'd be 9, 6, and 4.
Yes,
because it was 2 years later, right?
Right.
Okay.
So if you hit a kid with a belt and or this kid tells you, and then they pull all the kids out, isn't that kind of a warning sign?
Absolutely.
Yes.
But I didn't even know white parents spank black kids.
What?
Did you remind them of where they came from? They can't get time out like everybody else?
In 2010, Abigail said that she had owies on her back and stomach, stating that she felt threatened by the Harts. The Harts had beaten her and held her head in cold water over a penny they assumed she had stolen. When authorities became involved, all children claimed that they had been spanked constantly and deprived of food.
Time out.
Yeah.
Over a penny, dog? You know how many pennies I walk by daily on the ground and just be like, I ain't picking that up. And you gonna spank a kid for a stolen penny?
Not just spank her, but put her head in cold water.
Oof. I don't know what happens at the end, but I'm not feeling sorry for these ladies at this point in time.
So when the authorities became involved, all children claimed that they had been spanked constantly and deprived of food. Sarah took responsibility for the abuse, pled guilty to assault, and was sentenced to community service for a year.
I can only imagine how she served the community. Get your ass whooping, step right.
Always with these stories, especially when it comes to children, there are always these steps to getting to the finale of it all. And you always see within the steps, if someone had just done something.
Yeah.
Just done something. You know, you can say that you want to spank her for a penny, fine. But for there to be owies, as they call them here, as they're quoted here, on her back and stomach, how do you hit a child or abuse a child to that extent?
I mean,
and not get more than community service.
You know how I feel about the justice system, so especially in Minnesota.
Yeah.
So we've kind of talked about that on Now Let's Debate about how corrupt it is up there and how ridiculous the excuses they make for not doing their job. So this doesn't shock me. But the fact that they had as many kids as they had and all of them claimed of abuse, I would feel like they would do something as far as, probation or supervised visitations with, check-ins and whatnot. Because clearly, if all the kids are complaining of the same thing, and then you've got evidence of clear abuse, I mean, you're right, somebody's got to step in and do something.
I'm with you.
Community services, that's nothing. Because you can pick and choose when you want to do your community service. They give you a certain amount of time to actually complete it. But you can pick what it is that you do, whether it be picking up trash or just, whatever.
Right. And we'll see here that, again, community service obviously was not enough because 1 year later, Hannah reportedly told a school nurse that she had not eaten all day. Sarah claimed that Hannah was merely, quote, playing the food card and recommended that she just be given water. Soon afterward, all 6 children were taken out of public schools and were homeschooled from then on. Playing the food card?
Yeah, what was that? The race card with pictures of food on it? I'm confused. The food card. We called it lunch card. You're supposed to get food if you played that card.
And then you tell the nurse, just give her some water. Come on.
What are they, Muslims during Ramadan? What is this?
Once authorities began investigating abuse allegations, the family moved states.
Gotta go. They're getting a little too close here.
That's the Robert Harris. Gotta go.
Gotta go.
The Harts decided to pack up and move to Westland, Oregon, a suburb of Portland, in 2013. The family rented a house and raised goats and chickens in the backyard.
That they did not let the children eat, by the
way. It's so stupid. That's good. Look at them. You feed them. No, you'll never eat them.
Can't even have the eggs.
The family rented a house and raised goats and chickens in the backyard. As was the case before, Sarah worked and Jen stayed home with the 6 children. The Harts began attending many music festivals as a family unit and became well-known members of the nationwide festival community. There's a nationwide festival community?
Apparently so. I hate live music, so I'd have never been able to save them kids.
You hate live music?
I can't stand live performances.
This I did not know.
Sing the song like I heard on the radio. I don't want you ad-libbing and handing the mic to people in the crowd. I've had bad experiences at live music shows.
The youngest old dude.
I'm telling you, man. I don't
sing the song the way I heard it on the way here.
I don't need to hear no extra. They take pauses and they let it play in the background. If I wanted to spend $40 on the radio, I would spend $40 on the radio. I can't name a concert where I was like, wow, this has blown me away. I really want to do this again. No. Yeah. I went to a rap concert. Bone showed up 4 hours late. Crazy Bone wasn't there.
You do have to be careful when it comes to rap concerts.
Busy was drunk as all get out.
Yeah.
I went to Kim. I saw Kim. I love Kim. Kim is great.
I can't stand Kim.
He had 3 albums out at the time. The dude sang for 40 minutes and did 4 covers. Unacceptable.
Too much of Kim.
You've got 3 albums. Why are you singing Luther Vandross songs?
Too much Kim. But I'm with you. You do have to be choosy on who you go see music wise. But so I'm there. The Harts began attending music festivals. So again, became part of the nationwide festival community. These multi-day gatherings focus on togetherness, dance, yoga, and music, all in a socially conscious atmosphere. The Hart children were often seen dancing and singing at these events, and attendees looked on with smiles at the large, seemingly enlightened and happy family.
Did nobody see him eating nothing? Did anybody see him with corn on the cob?
Or... You want no chips? Nothing. Jen would often post photos from these festivals with all of the children wearing huge smiles and would share inspiring updates from their daily life. As one friend told Glamour, she was a master poser. Oh, I'm sorry. That's what I said. She was a master poster is what this person had to say. Commentators would leave glowing remarks about their parenting. Some even asked if they would ever think of doing a reality show. Quote, she made parenting look unbelievably easy and awesome, and there was no red flags, said a family friend, Ian Sperling. Well, there's your fucking red flag right there, brother. If someone's making, and I'm going to say this to anyone out there listening, if you know someone with kids and they just make it look oh so easy, there's a lot of fucking problems in that fucking house.
Clearly, Ian didn't ask, where'd you guys live before this?
Ian didn't ask anything. I think, though, and this is my own thoughts on these 2 ladies. I think they wanted what they thought would be easy, loving admiration from people who thought, oh, look at these 2 white ladies taking in these 6 black kids and raising them as if they were their own.
Social clout?
There you go.
Is that you think that we were doing, just trying to get some back then?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of pre-social media. Right before,
Not pre, she was on Facebook.
I mean, Facebook, yeah, but like...
Well, I mean, let's not forget, Facebook was the biggest thing going before everything else kind of popped off,
True, but I'm saying, like, people weren't getting clout because of, like they do nowadays with, the whole woke type movement. You said 2014, right? Or was it 13?
We go back here, look, 2013.
2013.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so maybe...
Yeah. So yes, social, as you put it, social clout.
Yeah, definitely.
Whether it be, but I think people would look for social clout even before social media. You can still look for it amongst the people you were around.
True.
Especially if you were going to part of the nationwide festival community where you focused on togetherness, dance, yoga, music, all in a socially conscious atmosphere.
I mean, Ian Sperling was thoroughly convinced.
Ian Sperling. I'd like to know where that dude's at now. Over the years, Jen Hart cultivated a carefully curated social media presence that portrayed her family as a socially conscious and, most importantly, happy and healthy. A tribe that wouldn't be broken apart by an uncaring world filled with prejudice. Her social media posts were filled with photos and videos of the family on cross-country adventures and at the various festivals they attended as a cohesive unit, all while not I'm adding this in, folks. All why they were not teaching these kids anything in school. One person referred to Jen Hart as a master poser. So this person says master poser as well. Her long online diatribe is filled with her thoughts and feelings about raising a happy family and the challenges of modern day society. But like in Minnesota, there were some people who saw through the facade and alerted the authorities. One person who notified the Oregon Department of Human Services in 2013 said, quote, "The kids pose and are made to look like one big happy family, but after the photo event, they go back to looking lifeless." Close quote.
Yeah, man, you look lifeless if you ain't ate all day. It's hard to smile when your stomach is hurting.
Look, I'm going to share a little something about myself real quick. So my family growing up, when the sperm donor was around, a lot of people didn't know what was happening behind those closed doors. And people thought that we were a very, very happy family. Now, my mother didn't pose us for pictures and all that type of thing like we're speaking about here. But you never know what's going on behind the doors of anyone's home at any point in time. Unlike my family, and maybe who knows, I was a kid. Maybe there were some red flags that people missed about my family. But of this story, there's a ton of red flags people are missing. And not enough people wanting to step up. A person here, a person there.
I think it's obvious the more you post on social media about how happy and great you are, the least that it is true. Because normally if you're enjoying yourself as much as you say you are, you don't have time to be
too busy,
posting pics and getting the right angles and all that other crap. It just kind of defeats the purpose of your happiness to capture it for other people. So the fact that Ian didn't ask no questions, yet this other person was able to see through it, just lets me know that, you know what, people see what they want to see, and Yeah,
absolutely. And you keep making note of this. So here we get finally to someone or somewhere where it agrees with you. Others noted how the children looked underfed and small for their ages. Another tipster told authorities that the kids acted like, quote, trained robots, close quote, and that they appeared to be, quote, scared to death of Jen, close quote.
And Jen was a stay-at-home mama.
Yeah.
See, so that makes me wonder what Sarah was doing to check Jen, if, because those are her kids too, right? I mean, if your kids seem scared of one parent, because I liken it back to when I was a kid, I was clearly terrified to ask my dad for anything. Mm-hmm. And the times that we did go ask dad something, he'd be like, "Well, what'd your mama say?" Knowing I already asked mama and she told me no.
Right.
So it's just like, all right, I'll go ask her, and then I just go in my room and take the L.
Loser for the day. Yeah, we would never, ever ask one, get told no, and then go ask the other. That was a definite no. That was a definite ass whooping coming your way.
If the other person found out about it.
Yes.
Right. Because normally if you ask mom and she says no and you go ask dad, it's a guaranteed no. But if you ask dad first and he says no, there's a chance mom says yes. And then you do the thing that your dad said you couldn't do. And then you have to watch them fight after you done already received your ice cream. Because I've done that several times, right? We're like, "Dad, can I get ice cream?" "No, you can't have no ice cream." "Well, I'm going to go ask your wife then, because maybe she'll say yes." And then I go ask my mom, "Yeah, I don't care if you get ice cream." Boom. "Boy, didn't I tell you can't have no ice cream?" "Well, mom said I could." Fight.
You're over here eating an ice cream sandwich. Parents are over here going at it.
And that's why they got divorced 3 different times.
All over ice cream.
Because I wanted ice cream.
So a friend whom the family stayed with in California told investigators that Jen ran the family like a boot camp, and that true unkindness, love, and respect for the kids was largely absent. The Oregon authorities were notified of the abuse allegations in Minnesota. Their investigation included separate interviews of everyone in the family, as well as interviews of people who knew the family. 2 family friends stated that the children were forced to raise their hands before speaking, could not wish each other a happy birthday, and could not laugh at the dinner table. There were other reports that the children were poorly fed and looked small for their ages. One family friend reported that Jennifer had ordered a pizza for the children, but each was only allowed to have a small slice. So that kind of goes back to why they look small for their ages. When Jennifer discovered that the pizza was gone, she punished the children by not feeding them breakfast and forcing them to lie on their bed for 5 hours. Friends also stated that the children acted scared to death.
See,
So people were still repeating that scared to death, or still noticing that scared to death.
clearly she's a tyrant when you're torturing kids. You know, you go out and get these. You're supposed to be rescuing these kids from the foster care system, and then they're siblings, and you're abusing them with food. I'm ready for this bitch to die already.
So, however, the interviews of the children themselves revealed no new incidents of abuse, nor did they mention anything that had happened in Minnesota. Well, why would they? Why would they?
I already done told you about that.
I'm at the mercy of. Look, first of all, I've already saw the system fail in the other place we live.
Right.
Why the fuck would I tell you anything? You're not going to do dick about it either, and I'm still going to be at the mercy, as you say, of this tyrant later on. So why would they tell you anything? I don't know how you think you are going to interview abuse victims and think you're going to get a true story out of them.
I mean, if anything, you should be really grilling this woman, because we all know when you press somebody who's doing something wrong, the harder they fight back. It's clear they make mistakes when you press them. And asking these kids, hey, is she doing anything extra when they've already moved once?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've seen the pattern. You've got reports from other people who know these people. I don't like that they ask the kids, because those kids are traumatized. They're hungry. They're not going to remember things. We all been hungry and, know what it's like to not remember things correctly. The authorities, and this is another reason why I have a huge problem with lackadaisical police. They don't really care about the outcomes, but this is clearly evidence of wrongdoing.
And she has a record from another state.
Yes, to which she packed up and moved when it was time to face justice.
Yes. So when Jennifer herself was interviewed, she claimed that any family problems were the results of others not being tolerant to 2 lesbian mothers with 6 African-American children. So here comes the white lesbian playing the race card, which would never be tolerated by someone.
Y'all hate my family because what? Ma'am, you ordered 1 pizza for 6 kids and they all got half a slice.
I was saying, and it's not enough slices for all of
Come
them,
on
for everyone.
now.
Here's my thing. If they got 1 slice of pizza, what the fuck? How much are you eating?
Yeah.
In the end, the investigation could not conclude whether the Harts were guilty of anything or whether there was a, quote, safety threat. While the state ultimately closed the caseworker had warned, quote, the problem is these women look normal.
That doesn't even sound like they would care. What do you mean? The problem is they look normal? Well, how about the problem is something's not right here, but we can't pin down what it is? I don't even, that to me just sounds like they don't care.
Well, I think the system didn't care, but I think the caseworker was just trying to leave a little something, a little breadcrumb, saying, I think there's something up here. You guys don't want to see it. And the reasoning that this person gave was, the problem is these women look normal. I mean, how often does society look at people who are normal and don't think anything? How many evil people have we had?
True, but again, we got to reference them moving and her community service. Did she complete all of her community service? Did she, do the kids have any current bruises when we show up?
Mm-hmm.
Let's open up that fridge. How many pickles she got in there?
What?
I'm just saying, if it's just pickle juice in there, clearly something is wrong. She got a light bulb and a half-bit tomato. Somebody's hungry.
Somebody sums up. Jen Hart argued that many of the issues the family faced were due to outsiders not understanding the Hart family's lifestyle. Officials in Oregon couldn't find any concrete evidence of abuse or neglect.
We
the
eat
case
pussy
was closed.
in this house, not food.
What's wrong with you? In a strange development, one of the Hart children became nationally recognized in December 2014 after a photograph of him at a Black Lives Matter protest in Portland went viral. In the photo, Devontae, with tears streaming down his face, embraced a white police officer who was at the protest to keep the peace. The photo was shared countless times as people across the country used it as an example of unity after a racially charged shooting caused riots in Ferguson, Missouri, and sparked a national debate on police violence. Overnight, television shows wanted to have Devontae as a guest, but Jen refused and argued she wanted to protect her son's privacy. Jen, always conscious of her family's social media presence, decided to take a hiatus from online forums for 6 months. The chick who was constantly posting decided, I need to take a break.
Because her son was getting too famous. Not only do you get paid for those interviews, right?
Yep.
That's grocery money right there.
Yeah.
So this woman is a psychopath.
Absolutely. And she didn't want the world to know exactly what was going on in that house. God forbid this boy get on camera and start spilling the beans.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I missed the spot for the makeup. Why is this eye blacker than it normally is?
In spring of 2017, Jen was back on social media. She told her followers, "This year slammed us hard." Now, let me take a moment here and talk about how I hate people who write out a sentence with a period after every word.
You definitely read that with some angst in your heart.
If you are listening to me right now, step on your own toe right now. That's what I want you to do. If you are one of these people, I need you to step on your own big toe who writes a sentence out. Every word gets its own period.
I'm going to do that to you to torture you from now on.
Yeah, no,
every time I tag you in something, it's going to be just like that.
This was the movie of the summer. The Hart family have relocated to rural Woodland, Washington. The next door neighbors there in Woodland, Bruce and Dana DeKalb, noticed that the 6 Hart children rarely left the house and that the blinds were usually drawn. In August 2017, at 1:30 in the morning, Hannah Hart showed up at the DeKalb's door frantic and asking for protection. Bruce and Dana noticed that the young girl was missing her 2 front teeth. She told them that she had jumped from a second-story window in her house and ran next door. She also said she wanted her neighbors to hide her and exclaim, "Don't make me go back. They're racist and they abuse us." Soon after, Jen Hart showed up at the DeKalb's front door and took her daughter back home. The following day, Jennifer attempted to explain the incident by claiming that Hannah was lying, that the children occasionally acted out because they were drug babies, and that Hannah's biological mother was bipolar.
Drug babies. Gotta love the old stereotype. Oh, yeah. Just crack babies.
Oh, yeah. Yes. She's one step away. If she had to say crack babies, that'd almost made it worth reading.
Acting out is one thing, but how do you explain the missing 2 front teeth? She's not a toddler.
She's smoking meth.
Her mama was bipolar, so that means her teeth fall out. She's bipolar.
What is this, an open mic?
I'm just saying, like, what? How do you explain? What is her mother being bipolar? You done had these kids for 10 years.
Nothing to do with anything. Them being crack babies. The next morning, all 8 members of the Hart family went to the DeKalb's house, and Jen explained to them that the kids were drug babies, which is why they acted out. She also said that Hannah's birth mother was bipolar and that her front teeth had been knocked out when she accidentally fell. That's where the teeth came out.
She accidentally fell after you whooped her ass? Is that what happened? You're supposed to take the ass whooping standing up, Hannah.
Well, I love how, we get a little bit more of a detailed description on exactly what she said. And it gives us her teeth accidentally fell when she fell.
6 kids all getting abused. Hopefully these neighbors do something. I'm very interested to hear the rest of this.
When Dana DeKalb asked to speak to Hannah alone, Jen replied, "We do everything as a family." Hannah then
Time out.
Yeah.
They don't run away as a family. She was the only one over there yesterday.
You go. Hannah then handed the DeKalbs a handwritten note apologizing for her actions the previous night and saying she lied and was trying to get attention. Dana DeKalb told her father about the bizarre encounter, and he reported Jen and Sarah Hart to authorities. No follow-up action was taken.
It's another crack slipped through the system right there.
Several months later, in March 2018, Devontae Hart approached Bruce DeKalb while he worked on his truck in front of his house. The 15-year-old boy asked DeKalb if he could have something to eat and nervously asked him not to tell his parents. In later conversations with Devontae, he told them that his adoptive mothers withheld food as punishment and that the children were sometimes abused. DeKalb gave the boy food, and then this happened a few more times. Devontae then gave his neighbor a wish list of food and asked DeKalb to leave the items in a box by a fence where his parents wouldn't notice.
Hey, dog, so I'm going to need you to give me some Flamin' Hot Cheetos, some rolling papers, some of them little Debbie zebra cakes that I like. Them is my favorites. Mamas don't let me have those. Some of them gummy bears, not the Swedish fish. I'm whoop your ass. You bring them Swedish fish over here. And my little sister, she likes them nerds ropes.
I'm just over here laughing. This would be your wish list for sure. You rolled that off your tongue.
It's not like he was asking for peanut butter and jelly. Like he can't make a sandwich. Takes too long.
I don't know what he was asking for.
He was asking for quick snacks.
It might have been just something real simple.
Something I don't have to unwrap and hide the evidence up my ass.
After several visits from Devontae, the DeKalbs decided to alert authorities again. On March 23rd, 2018, Dana DeKalb called Child Protective Services. A CPS worker visited the Hart house, and after no one answered the door, left their card in the door. The following day, Saturday, March 24th, the DeKalbs noticed that the GMC Yukon, usually parked next door, was gone. Sarah Hart had texted her coworkers at 3 a.m. and told them she was too sick to come to work. No one knew it then, but the Harts, perhaps fearing that authorities would uncover abuse and neglect, decided to once again leave their home as they had in Minnesota and Oregon. As the 8 members of the Hart family drove south along Highway 1, there will be no stopping for group photos or a lengthy Facebook post about the many joys of family life. Instead of looking for a new town and a new home to settle in, the Hart tribe was headed for a different, sinister destination. The last sighting of any of the members of the Hart family alive was at a Safeway grocery store in Fort Bragg, California, on the morning of Sunday, March 25th. A surveillance camera captured Jen Hart paying for $20 worth of groceries. The following day, Monday, March 26th, the Yukon was spotted belly up on the rocks at the bottom of the cliff, only a 25-minute drive from the Safeway store. As investigators released details of the crash, the details finally came to light.
You know what? I think I do remember this. These were the ladies who drove the kids off the cliff. I do remember this story.
The scene in the GMC Yukon's computer and airbag controllers were analyzed for information, and the story they told was disturbing. Jen Hart was at the wheel of the Yukon. In control as always, she pulled off of a Highway 1 onto a gravel turnout and stopped the vehicle 70 feet from the cliffs. She then accelerated the car to roughly 90 miles per hour, and without touching the brakes, the investigators found no skid marks, plunged the car off of the 100-foot cliff onto the rocks below, killing herself and her entire family.
So was Sarah asleep? So what you gonna kill? I mean, I get killing the kids because they snitching on you, but what?
No one in the car was wearing the seatbelt. It was later determined that Jen Hart had alcohol in her system above the legal limit, and that Sarah and two of the children had taken antihistamines that caused drowsiness.
Oh, so she drugged them. Wow. See, every time they tried to hold her accountable, she ran.
Yeah.
Every time. Why do the kids have to die, though? Just give them up.
It's hard to get into the mind of a crazy person, but she was a control freak. And how could I let you stay behind and I'm not going to be here?
I'm just like, I'm trying to understand this woman's thought process. I'm a big person. I'm understanding both sides of the story, but for the life of me, I can't figure out why you would want to kill your wife and your kids. I mean, clearly she's got mental issues, but that's a terrible way to die. Especially if you're not wearing your seatbelt.
Well,
Spider-Man, help!
but you also got to take into account that this woman was drinking. She was inebriated.
Well, $20 worth of groceries ain't enough for it.
Don't sound like she was buying groceries.
No.
On April 8th, nearly 2 weeks after the crash, 12-year-old Sierra's body was recovered. Hannah's remains were positively identified in January of 2019. Devontae Hart's body has never been found, but authorities believe he also perished in the crash. 9 months after the horrific crash that killed the 8 members of the Hart family, many questions remain. Was the decision by Jen Hart to kill herself and her family a spontaneous one? Or had it been planned when they hastily drove away from their home in Woodland? Was Sarah Hart a willing conspirator in the crash? Or did she not realize what her ultimate fate would be? Jen Hart had always been the dominant figure in their relationship. So maybe Sarah accepted her destiny and went along with the plan. Of the more unusual details had emerged, like the fact that Jen, who had been driving, had alcohol in her system, while Sarah and the children, and we talked about this before, what they found was after more tests, had taken Benadryl. Mendocino County Sheriff Tom Allman said, quote, "I'm to the point where I no longer am calling this an accident, I'm calling it a crime," close quote. As investigators continue to try to unravel this great mystery, they may realize that some questions will never be answered, and that many of the answers washed out into the Pacific when the Yukon carrying the 8 members of the Hart family plummeted to the ocean. A toxicology report, so they're still doing testing, things are still rolling in, eventually revealed Jen's blood alcohol level was 0.102.
Oh, yeah, she was lit.
Straight up.
Which, so that makes me think that the wife was drugged. If you're going to get that lit, there's no way you're falling asleep in the car with somebody who's been drinking that much.
No, absolutely not. When police searched their home, investigators described it as sterile, with empty picture frames hung on the wall. The kids' room had 2 small beds, a mattress on the floor, and not much else. Did no one ever go to this house and visit?
Clearly not. They wouldn't let people in. Remember, the blinds were drawn all the time. The neighbors never went over there.
I know, but they have friends. Like, they never have friends who came by and just stopped, dropped by. I mean, this is...
I mean, do you let people in your house? Do they show up unannounced? Absolutely not. I don't let people in my house if they don't let me know they're coming over. If you knock on my door and I didn't invite you, you're not coming in.
I need to come by and do a
welcome. You don't know what's going on in my house. Seeing how I live. Gotta change these sheets where I get that company over here.
It says here, I did not get the indication that children lived in the house, what officer wrote in the report. You know, the creepy thing to me was there were frames hanging on the wall with no pictures.
Yeah,
that's creepy.
That is very, which to me tells me that this was predetermined. That's just another clue. I'm about to wipe these motherfuckers out.
You may be right about it, but I would just, I don't know. It just reading it felt eerie.
I mean, because who hangs up empty picture? There used to be pictures in there.
Yeah, but who puts the frames back up?
A woman whose blood alcohol level is 0.102 or whatever it was. Yeah.
While the women had been together for over 18 years after meeting at South Dakota's Northern State University, with Jen posting loving tributes to Sarah on social media, records released by the Clark County Sheriff's Office November revealed marital issues. Remember, we're back. What the hell? Why would you? Because God forbid I leave and let you stay here, any of you. In a 2010 email, Jen described their home life as very roller coasterish. She explained to a friend.
Roller coasterish?
That's a quote unquote.
Woo! Damn, I hate these long lines. I want to ride that again.
Let's do it. She explained to a friend, for quite some time, I have felt very underappreciated and taken for granted in our relationship, and at times unloved. While I know deep in my heart how much she loves me, she is just horrible at showing it.
Yeah, clearly.
But in November 2017, after they had moved to Washington, Sperling saw a small crack in the couple's perfect image when a worn-down Sarah admitted to him, "I'm just so tired." When he acknowledged how hard it must be to work full-time to support the family of 8, sometimes 6 days a week, Sperling remembered Sarah saying, "Thanks, I don't hear that very often." As details about the allegations of abuse emerged following the crash, friends of the couple struggled to reconcile the disturbing accounts with the image that had been presented on social media. Looking back with what they know now, there are some things loved ones didn't notice before, like Sperling's wife realizing there was no paint on the brushes in the picture Jen posted of some of the children painting. That's the same thing I thought when I read that. I was like, wow.
I mean, I feel like that would be a glaring sign if you saw a picture of kids painting and ain't no paint on the brush. Clearly, that's one of those clout things. Like, it's like posing in front of a Lamborghini that everybody knows is not your car.
I think if you have presented the picture of happiness often enough, people just start to assume things when they see things. You're not looking for those small details
again,
like
but
that.
If you look at those kids and say they were robotic and they clearly were undersized for their age, I mean, you can start to put together the picture of not everything is what it appears to be, especially if you're posting pictures of kids painting and there ain't no paint on them. Like, that's just creepy.
Very creepy. It was very creepy when I found that little tidbit there. As Spurley told Glamour, quote, "I don't know what's real or fake anymore," close quote. In honor of Jamie Kammeyer, in the memory of his memory of being a part of this podcast, and again, for you who've been listening a long time, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to do a little fun fact. And the fun fact this week is caseworkers from DSHS tried to reach the Harts twice. Once on March 23rd, 2018, 3 days before the murders, and once on the day of the murders.
Wow. They're just a little too late, man.
Yeah.
Just a few days too late. That's so sad. I remember reading something about women driving off a cliff and killing their family. I didn't realize it was these two crazy ladies, but clearly Jen was the harbinger of death. She was the stay-at-home mom, right?
Right.
Wow. If we're going to be together, you got to get a job. Can't stay at home all day. I'm not having you plotting my death and drinking all my liquor and starving my kids.
Too much time on your hands.
Get your ass up and go to work. You can kill them people at your job. You're not going to kill nobody that live in this house.
Yeah, it was, like I said, man, I hadn't heard. Now, you said you had heard it. I don't recall any memory of this one.
I remember seeing it like at the grocery store in like one of the People magazine, like the tabloid. I remember seeing the picture of those two ladies and those kids. Yeah.
I mean, we've all seen or heard the stories of the women who've killed their kids for their lover, but this story is unique to me. Now, if there's more out here, I'm sure someone will let me know. Someone will hit me up on murderouspodcast.com and let me know about it. But yeah, this is this one, but that always, even though I'm not a big fan of children in general, I'm not someone who say, "Hey, bring your kids over." I'm not that guy. I'm not a heartless bastard. So this one still kind of touched me when I was going through this one.
Yeah, I mean, you have to look to the neighbor who, when the kid was like, "Yo, can you get these items for us?" I'm going to knock on the door. Why are your kids begging me for food?
Absolutely.
Why are your kids begging me for food?
Absolutely.
Because that is not normal in the least, and I hate seeing hungry kids. I was a hungry kid as a kid, and that's just one of those things where somebody has got to step up.
Well, I'm someone who I'm private, and I like for things to be private. But if something like this happens, like you were saying, I got to be up in your business, man. I'm sorry, and I'm calling the cops. I'm calling whoever I need to call.
Yeah,
until someone, because
at least I'm getting a ring or setting up security footage or something outside my house if I'm living next door to you.
Because it doesn't make sense for children to come and ask for food and give me a box of it. And can you set it up here?
Yeah, so especially a 15-year-old or a 15-year-old kid. I mean, you can get a job at 14.
And you think about it, and I thought about this too. 15, boy growing into his male body, but he had been abused for so long that he probably couldn't find the wherewithal to even defend himself and his siblings against this woman, I should say.
Yeah, and for her being a drinker the way, because nobody gets to 0.102 and can still drive a car unless they drink all the time.
Right.
That is a very high blood alcohol level.
Straight up.
So she was clearly drinking constantly. And for the wife to be at work all day, and then come home and have to deal with that. And these poor kids, again, it's just somebody's got to step up there. Somebody's got to step up.
Well, and the wife to be more concerned about the lack of love that she was being shown, as opposed to what was happening to these kids. There was a disconnect.
I mean, she was supporting this woman, her wife. She was, by her going to work and doing the things that she was doing, working 6 days a week, she was allowing that behavior to continue. Absolutely. I mean, if you make some changes in your own personal day to day, like, yo, look, I'm not going to work today. We got some things we got to talk about. And I'm not going to continue to do the things that I do for this family if you're not going to, change your behavior.
And I've seen in my own life, watching my friends when I've grown up as a kid, watching their parents. There's always a couple of things that I knew about myself watching other married couples, and watching my own parents when they were together, that I'm not going to be like that.
Right.
And I've seen, and I'm going to say mostly men, because when I was growing up, that's what it was. I'm sure things are different now, not to offend anyone, but mostly men who were going out, working, supporting the family, while the wives were not this bad, but they weren't right at home either. And the husband's just letting it be what it is, because I take care of this over here and you got the home.
Right.
And I don't get in the make way of that, and you don't get in the way of this.
But I think part of being the breadwinner and the leader is, if things aren't right at home, you got to step in and be like, you know what, while I'm at work, I'm working. But when
Absolutely.
I come home, if things aren't on their P's and Q's, then I've got to lay the law down. That's it's tragic that the kids got caught up in this, because they were innocent of everything. I mean, clearly they were foster kids. They were hoping to get two parents that loved them and to be murdered like this. But I feel like Jen was the stay at home.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So Sarah, you got to step up at some point and be like, look, I need you to get your shit together. No matter how much somebody loves you, you should never tolerate shitty behavior ever. I don't care who it comes from.
Agreed.
My philosophy on life is I don't let anybody treat me how I don't want to be treated. If you're going to act a certain way that I disagree with, you have got to go one way or the other. Either I separate myself from you, or you separate yourself from me. It's one of the two. I'm not finna put up with somebody constantly doing things that I don't like, period.
You know this, you and I've talked about this over the years, but I have a temper and I'm pretty good with it. But the one thing, as my mother would say, quote my mother, knock me off my square, are bullies. I do not tolerate a bully. And this woman was clearly a bully with these kids. And that'd have been too much for me. Man, thanks for jumping in on this one this week, man.
Nah, it's sad, because I remember seeing pictures of the family and then the car crash. Thanks for having me, but goddamn, this is some depressing.
The show is called
Murdering Bitches.
The podcast is called Murderous Podcast. You know what? Yeah, the next one will be Murdering Bitches.
Murdering Bitches. Kill yourself. First.
About the story you just heard, we sourced it from eonline.com, investigationdiscovery.com, and murderpedia.com. Shout
Murderpedia.
out. Yeah, man.
That's only in America is there a Murderpedia.
Well, the internet's everywhere.
I'm just saying. Clearly, that's an American website.
Shout out to Miranda Henry on this one. This was a pretty good one. Send me some more. If you are a fan of the Murderous Podcast, and you are, because you are a murderous accomplice, go ahead and reach out to me here at murderouspodcast.com. Shoot me some of your thoughts if you like this one, or if you didn't like this one, or if you have some different ideas or some stories you'd like to hear. Shout out again to my brother Dion Kerr. We're going to do our damn thing this Sunday. One more time for you folks, SidneySmithCreative.com. Get your tickets. We will be at the hottest comedy club in the country, Stand Up Live. Again, you can see Dion April 30th in Indy at Jokers. And you can see me in St. Louis at Helium with Tim
Meadows.
Thank you, Tim Meadows. I don't know why I almost said Tim Conrad. Hey guys, shout out to you. Thank you guys again for listening. Remember, don't forget to go ahead and give us that review. Don't forget to tell a friend about us. And remember, be aware of your surroundings, and we'll see you next week.